Hey guys, it's Famous Criminals. Before I start this video, please give it a thumbs up because once I start talking, you might change your mind. It's a business tactic. Make someone sign the contract before they realize what they're signing. It's also Black History Month, so shout out to all the black people out there. So to be perfectly honest, I'm not a big Kanye West fan. I'm not big in general. I'm medium-sized. I like Kanye as a person, but I just don't like his music. His controversies just don't really bother me. Obviously, anti-Semitism is bad. I don't agree with it. You shouldn't be anti-Semitic, guys. And I know that it's a very controversial opinion. That's why I fished for the thumbs up from the jump. But when people say they hate Kanye, it's because of his personality and not his music. Kanye just shouldn't do interviews. They're really hard to watch. He usually says something that gets him in trouble.
I had plastic surgery because I was trying to look good for y'all.
Kanye is not a good public speaker. He wants to be president one day, and there's no way he can make engaging speeches and deal with foreign leaders. Maybe he could be a governor or a mayor.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
And I'm not defending Kanye. I don't care that people like or dislike him. However, there are some double standards. You have a guy like YNW Melly who killed 2 people and people think that he's awesome. Chris Brown beat down Rihanna and he sold 30 million records after that happened. If only Kanye killed somebody, then he wouldn't have gotten canceled. Again, I'm against anti-Semitism. There's nothing wrong with cemetery. Adolf Hitler was a dick, almost as bad as Bush. Hitler did one of the worst things in human history, and that was distributing the Volkswagen and World War II and the Holocaust, but we mostly hate Hitler because of the Volkswagen. The Volkswagen people are regretting thumbs upping this video, but just remember, you're driving a Hitlermobile. People today like to think that they would be against Hitler if they were alive in the 30s. You wouldn't. Because currently, China has a dictator who has put millions of Muslims in concentration camps. This is real life, and here are some sources. Thousands have died. This is a genocide, and Z plans to take over surrounding countries like Hong Kong and Taiwan, similar to how Hitler took over France and Poland. 90% of Americans don't know or care who Z is. We're focused on the real issues, like the Kardashians and Taylor Swift. Kanye being anti-Semitic is a part of a bigger problem. In America, we're taught to stereotype people. They don't teach us to judge each other on an individual basis. We're pitted against each other based on race, gender, sexual orientation, even zodiac signs. And I love everybody, except for Geminis. Being anti-Semitic is just as stupid as being anti-Gemini. I can talk about this all day, but Fantano and Ozzy Osbourne have been taking shots at Kanye. Fantano refused to review Kanye's album.
This is completely unreviewable trash, and here's why. Question: what is even the purpose of a music review in the first place?
He is above that. He doesn't want to give exposure to an anti-symmetrical person, unless it's Jay Electronica. I think his friend Hassan has said some sus things too. But remember, Anthony Fantano is better than you because he won't review Kanye's album. Not really, because he made a 7-minute video about it and he actually did a review on a couple songs. And I like Fantano. Here's the thing, if you want to stick it to Kanye, don't even review his album. Act like it doesn't exist. You're just talking about it so you can get views. He's not even saying anything about Kanye that we don't already know. Yes, he's anti-Semitic. We know this. I wasn't gonna listen to Kanye's album, but because of this video, I got curious. I listened to it, and I'll give a quick review for it, but first, Ozzy Osbourne. I don't know who he is because I'm 12. I think he made a song with Post Malone, so he must be pretty famous. Kanye sampled one of Ozzy's songs in his new record. Ozzy didn't like it. He doesn't like Kanye. Surely it's because Kanye supports Hitler.
Who do you think has influenced your stage shows the most?
Me?
Where did you get your ideas from? From working in a mortuary when you were 15?
Adolf Hitler.
What do you mean by that, Ozzy?
Not for... Adolf Hitler had a charisma in a bad way. And I kind of admired him.
Ozzy might like Hitler, but at least he doesn't like Trump. Nobody is canceling Ozzy Osbourne. Look at that. Even Anthony Fantano reviewed one of his albums. In this review, he didn't mention that Ozzy was a Hitler-worshipping asshole. It makes no sense at all. It makes even less sense that Ozzy has an issue with Kanye for saying the exact same thing that he did. I listened to this album, the whole record has a consistent vibe. Everything is the exact same tempo. If you're trying to set a mood, then this would be a good album to put on.
Tell the nigga killed Aaron Carter, and now they acting like they won't clear the Backstreet Boys sound.
This type of R&B music is really popular right now because the world is becoming increasingly chaotic. Fun fact, in South Africa, R&B is insanely popular, more than it is here, because there's a lot of issues down there and people just want to relax. This is interesting to think about. My economics teacher once told us when an economy is slow, music becomes slow too, or when it's booming, music becomes more energetic. During the 2008 recession, emo music was really popular. Then when the economy turned around, that's when EDM music took over. It's something to think about. My favorite song on this record was Back to Me. The flow was good, the lyrics were funny, Kanye was talking about how he's a nerd, and the beat was my favorite. I found out that Nick Nack produced this song. Nick and Ty Dolla $ign have been making music together since 2011. Nick had a rap group called Starting Six, and they made a song with Ty. It's awesome seeing that they still work together. And the most popular song on this record is Carnival. It's #1 on streaming, and just like Vultures, there's a Columbine reference. Yo, my name is Chad, Columbine High School, class in 1999.
Did you know Eric and Dylan?
Yeah, those guys were nerds. We used to bash them all the time. On a side note, I lived in Littleton for 2 years, where Columbine is. Mass shootings are everywhere nowadays, and Columbine was just the first big one. I feel like making those two guys famous was a big mistake. People will commit a mass murder knowing that their lives will be analyzed, their face will be on TV. Nobody read Eric's diary until he killed a bunch of people. Almost 30 years later, Kanye is rapping about them. And listen guys, mass shootings are bad. You shouldn't do them. I know that might be an unpopular opinion. Another standout song was Do It. I feel like we're gonna hear this at the club. I mean, if they allow Kanye. And Good Don't Die sounds like I Feel Love by the Blue Man Group. I'm pretty sure it's an interpolation. Overall, I say this album is like a 6 out of 10. There were 4 songs that I added to my playlist. It's just too long and it was hard for me to finish, just like it might be hard for you to finish watching this video. 11 songs in, I got bored. Half of the songs are interchangeable. Reminds me of Nav or Russ. If I could change anything about this album, I would remove like 5 songs. In the middle of the album, if he had a song like I Love It or Stronger, maybe a Kid Cudi feature, something with a different feel to it, a curveball, it would be an improvement. For example, Good Kid Mad City had a consistent vibe, but there was one song that had a different vibe called Backseat Freestyle. Marshall Mathers' LP was a really dark album, but the lead single, Real Slim Shady, was a funny song. Eminem would always have one funny single that's different from the rest of the album. For me personally, this album was just too much of the same. I'm gonna give it a few more listens, maybe I'll change my mind. I used to think Congratulations was a bad album, but it grew on me. Maybe this one will have the same effect. What do you think? I'm out.